Hello everyone, I am LilyMoo961 and today's video is a special project that requires some level of explanation before we actually get started because we're mixing BTS and NieR Automata together today. Now, I know some of you watching this video may be thinking, no way do those two things go together in any shape or form. It's just not possible. What are you thinking, LilyMoo? Well, I have already made videos that kind of prove that theory wrong, but in case you haven't seen those videos, which I will be linking in the description for your viewing pleasure, I have selected 16 BTS songs that could have easily fit into the narrative of NieR Automata if they had been part of the process of making the game soundtrack. Am I going to talk about all 16 tracks in one video? No. I would like to, but my computer cannot handle rendering or uploading a 3-hour video, so we're gonna do this in parts, and each part will be about 20 to 30 minutes long. Okay? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. My intention with this project is to make a case for BTS's music to my video game and anime audiences. As you will soon see, many of BTS's songs perfectly capture the essence of NieR Automata's story, characters, and general themes. I am super excited to share my thoughts about BTS's music while continuing to express my love for NieR Automata. Please keep in mind that my analysis is specifically tailored to showcase the artistry and complexity of BTS's music through how well it ties in with what is presented in a video game many consider a masterpiece. And if you enjoy this video, or just the general idea of it, please leave a like on this video and subscribe so you won't miss any videos in this series. Additionally, if you have not played NieR Automata, there will be spoilers for pretty much the entire game as we go through this process. I definitely encourage all of you to check out the game if you're into gaming or just want to experience a really great story. And for those of you who have never checked out BTS before but enjoy NieR Automata, well, you guys are in for a treat today. Let's begin. Kim Namjoon, otherwise known as RM, is the leader of BTS and is credited as a lyricist on many of BTS's songs, some of which we'll be discussing later on through this process. The first song we're discussing today, Tokyo, is from his second mixtape entitled Mono, which originally released in October 2018. The executive producer of this mixtape was RM himself, along with P-Dog, a producer credited in many of BTS's other material. The album consisted of 7 tracks, with Tokyo serving as the opening song, which was written by RM and Supreme Boy, another common lyricist and producer on BTS tracks. In building a BTS album based on NieR Automata, Tokyo will once again serve as an introduction piece to set the tone of what we, as players of the game, are about to experience. If you are watching this on a computer, this is the point where I will ask you to open up this song in a different tab and take a moment to listen to the opening bars of this song, which I will describe momentarily. The song opens on the sound of a lone vehicle speeding down a road, followed by the echo of a chime. Then, an old piano begins its melody, reverberating through the distant wail of a car horn before leaving the piano on its own. There's a click, and then RM starts to sing. As he sings the opening lines, there's another hum of sound, perhaps another car speeding by or the waves of the ocean. He finishes the first verse, and another set of vocals kick in, singing in accompaniment to the piano and a soft beat. The beat continues into the next verse along with the piano. On the final line of the second verse, another instrument cuts through the peaceful and calm melody, creating a sense of despair as the beat drops out. There's a split second where the only sound in the track is that same hum of noise that could be distant traffic or the ocean. When RM starts singing again, there's a second vocal line in which he harmonizes with himself. The piano returns. The low hum of traffic and wind return. After the final lyric of the song, a different set of vocals sing with the piano again, but the dynamic is stronger now, conveying a sense of hope that seamlessly mixes with emotions of despair as the music fades, only leaving a whistle of the piano melody we heard at the start of the track. I thought I would take a longer time in describing the music of the track, and that was so fast. So sorry about that if you were trying to listen along. But the general tone of the song within the music is that there is a strong sense of loneliness. It creates an atmosphere of desolation. The track gives off a frigid feeling, like someone is standing alone in the rain as the noises of the world pass them by. Keeping the atmosphere of the track in mind, let's now discuss the lyrics line by line. We'll apply them to what we know about NieR Automata's prologue as we go. Wake up in Tokyo, feel like a torso, I know it's time to go. In the first line, we're given the setting of the track, Tokyo. In the lore of Yoko Taro's NieR universe, NieR Replicant and NieR Automata both take place in Tokyo thousands of years in the future. Within Automata, we spend the most time within the city ruins, a landscape torn apart by time and warfare. The structures of the city are overrun with vegetation. The remnants of vehicles are covered in rust. The roads are riddled in cracks and craters from bombs and a lack of maintenance over the course of several millennia. This is a city left behind long after humanity's departure from it. Though crumbling and nearly overtaken by nature, this is Tokyo, still standing, still beautiful. The second half of the first line, feel like a torso, can sound a little odd to a listener because it's not a common thing for someone to say they feel like a torso. Like, what does that even mean, RM? What does that mean? If I remember correctly, RM did do a V-Live where he described each of the tracks in mono and talked about them and discussed what his intention was with the music. I do not remember everything that he said, so I cannot give you the reason for why the line is feel like a torso from his perspective because I don't remember and I don't have the time to go back and look and see what he said. But applying it to Automata, we know that the characters we follow are androids. They are, by design, artificial. Within the game, we learn early on that if we die in the game, we can recover items and plug-in chips that we've lost if we go back to the place where we died and retrieve them from our old body. In the early game, it doesn't matter if an android's body is destroyed. The different model types are essentially on an assembly line at all times. What matters is an android's consciousness, their memories. Those are the things that get lost upon death if said android doesn't back up their memory data consistently. Since 2B is the one who gives us our opening narration in the game, let's assume that she is the character having a conversation with herself through this piece of music. Feel like a torso would mean that she knows she's artificial. She was built on an assembly line. She is not human. She is an object. Literally. I know it's time to go is essentially 2B leaving for the mission we experience in the prologue. Though she is lost in thought, she knows that she has an objective to complete. This leads into the next set of lines. I see Pinocchio wearing a poncho, it's me some time ago. The reference to Pinocchio serves as a puppet analogy when applied to 2B specifically. She is a puppet of Yorha in that her true mission is in contrast with her core self, yet she must continue in that mission anyway. In the game, 2B constantly reiterates that emotions are prohibited. Her true role within Yorha requires detachment from emotion, but again, this is in contrast with her core self. I see Pinocchio wearing a poncho. A poncho is typically used to cover up your clothes and hair when it rains. Pinocchio wearing a poncho, applied to 2B, means that she is a puppet that has to cover up her true feelings in order to complete the tasks she has been given to do in a war against the machines. But then we have our follow-up line, which is, it's me some time ago. For 2B, this conveys that there was a time when she could easily play the puppet and cover her true feelings. There was a time when she didn't have emotions to express. But now, things are different, as we will see in the following lines. Do I miss myself? Do I miss your face? I don't know. I don't know. These lines would imply that 2B is in a state of emotional confusion. It would be easier for her to complete her mission if she still had the mentality of a puppet following orders without question. But the line, do I miss your face, could be interpreted as blah, blah, blah. I messed that up so bad. Yes, sometimes I do leave mistakes in. I am going off of a script that I wrote a few minutes ago, but anywho, what was I even talking about? Okay, do I miss your face? It can be interpreted as a direct statement about the feelings 2B has for 9S that she doesn't want to admit to. Now, when RM starts to sing again, the nature of the lyrics changes. They become philosophical statements that lead into a core component of 2B and 9S's relationship when they are applied to NieR Automata's story. Now, I'm sure by now you've gotten used to me singing these lines, but this particular section, I cannot sing it because our RM has a particular vocal tone here that is really difficult for me, who is not as proficient in, the hip-hop way, to be able to have the particular rhythm while still having, like, the breathy tone, because it's hard to tell what notes he's singing in this particular section. So I'm just gonna read them. But just know that I will continue singing these other lines, but this one nope, couldn't do it. Life is a word that sometimes you cannot say, and dash is a thing that someday we all should be. When tomorrow comes, how different it's gonna be. Why do love and hate sound just the same to me? Yeah, I tried it anyway. I need to take this more seriously. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Setting aside my buffoonery, these lines serve as an analogy for the cycle in Automata's case. There are many things 2B cannot say. For the androids, especially Yorha androids, their lives are subjugated to humanity. Their entire purpose is to serve humanity. They don't really have lives of their own to live. And for 2B, since she views the war as a never-ending cycle of life and death, the line that reads, "And ash is the thing that someday we all should be," could serve as a clue to how depressed 2B truly is within. Another line that really clues us into her mentality, or would if RM was one of the writers for NieR Automata's soundtrack, is the line that reads, "When tomorrow comes, how different it's gonna be." This kind of serves as like another reference to this never-ending cycle of life and death that 2B feels trapped in. She knows that tomorrow isn't actually going to be any different, but she still has like maybe a lingering sense of hope that maybe it could be, or just wants to believe that it could be. If the war ever ends, maybe it would be different, but in this case, since the war is still going on, she is still trapped in this cycle. But really, the line that really sells this song as fitting into Automata is this next line here. "Why do love and hate sound just the same to me?" This line right here serves as the true beginning of 2B's musing of her relationship with 9S. In future tracks, we will thoroughly explore their dynamic and how BTS music conveys it shockingly well. But for now, just know that this line from Tokyo is like the thesis statement for 2B and 9S's relationship. This song right here is essentially what inspired this project for that single line alone. RM, be honest, you played Automata, didn't you? Like, this is too on the news. On the news? I meant on the nose. I cannot talk today. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I get for trying to call RM out. But I know you played Automata. I know you did. You had to. There's no way. This is too on the nose. That's what I meant to say the first time. There we go. We got it. I so badly wanted this to be professional, but it's turning into a mess. A chaotic mess. Totally on brand with me. But anywho, we're going on to the final lines of the song to analyze them. I can't sleep, homesick, babe. I just wanna stay right next to you. If I could choose my dream, I just wanna stay right next to you. The last two lines in particular scream 2B to me. She is unable to walk away from her mission, and oftentimes she will avoid resting as a way to try and get this machine war over with faster, because as long as the war is going on, she can't have what she truly wants. If she could choose her dream, she would stay with 9S. Now, in my analysis of this song, I did not go into why 2B has such conflicted feelings about 9S. Now, there will be spoilers during the course of this project for NieR Automata, but I wanted to avoid them for this first song because it's an introduction to this crazy idea that BTS songs fit in with NieR Automata's story. But I think with this, I've proven my point. Like, Tokyo really fits with just the introduction of Automata in the fact that it has, a philosophical nature to it, the fact that it is atmospheric, that it has this feeling of being steeped in loneliness and despair and sadness with only like a little shred of hope in there. And I feel that perfectly reflects 2B, especially in how she sees herself and how she views herself in her relationship with 9S. And again, we will talk more about 2B and 9S's dynamic as we go through this project, because it is one of the larger elements of NieR Automata's story when it comes to how things progress later. And yeah, I think for now, this is actually a good place to stop. I'm not going to end the project, obviously. Like, I have 16 BTS tracks to talk about. But for now, I think this is a good introduction. It's fairly long, and this is just a good way for you to get an idea of how this sort of project would go. And I certainly had a fantastic time. I love talking about NieR Automata, and in exploring BTS's music in a new way, in applying it to Automata, it's fun for me. I love it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I just love it. So, and I know I couldn't talk today. Next time I'll be more professional, but for today, I think that's all I have for you. So if you enjoyed me rambling about BTS and NieR Automata in conjunction with each other, leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next one, because there will be more. 15 more to be exact. I think I may actually do this one song at a time. We'll see. I haven't done a lot of planning for this yet, as you can probably tell. So, anywho, we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. It'll work. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless you all. And once again, I don't know why I added more to that. I need to stop talking. I ramble too much. Why do I always ramble? Okay, bye. See you next time.